good morning or good evening whenever you are watching this. I hope you are doing well. My name is Catherine and today I am doing the books and makeup tag. So the way this tag works, if you haven't seen anyone do it before, is with each step of the makeup doing process, there is a question relating to a book. Oh my god, I have hiccups. The first question goes with primer, and that is pick a book that left a lasting impression. So for my primer, I do liquid primers because my skin is garbage. Wow, this is not working. We're actually going to use this one because that one is leaking a little bit. We're going to let that dry, and in the meantime, so the book that left a lasting impression on me, I absolutely love this book. I think I've talked about it once or twice, but that is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This is one of those books where I think I just read it at the right time. Just like certain sentiments and certain things, just certain themes about the book just really spoke to me. This is one of my absolute favorite books. The next question goes with foundation, and that is pick your favorite first book in a series. So I use the Too Faced Peach Perfect. Right now I do a mixture of natural beige and sand. This is my summer color, this is my winter color. So the first book in a series that I just absolutely fell in love with is it's a book that is the first in a series, but also I guess it's not really a series, it's a duology. Anyway, it's Six of Crows. Six of Crows is my favorite first book in a series. I love this book. The thing is, I have never had a book that had such a huge cast of characters that made me fall in love with all the characters on the first go. Most of the time when there's a large cast of characters, it takes me some time to warm up to some of them. I'll love a couple of them, but a lot of them just I need time to really love them. As opposed to Six of Crows, I immediately fell in love with every single character. I'm very much someone who is character based in terms of books. If I don't like the characters, if I don't find the characters relatable, it makes me not care about the plot. I'm why do I care? Why do I want them to succeed? Alright, the next question is related to concealer, and that is pick a character you wish you could get rid of. I don't use concealer. I should use concealer because eye bags, but I don't. The character that I wish I could get rid of is Eustace from the Chronicles of Narnia. So he's first introduced in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and I have a confession to make. Voyage of the Dawn Treader was the last book in the series that I read because it went from revolving around the four Pevensies siblings to the Silver Chair, which is about Eustace, and I cannot stand Eustace. Oh my god. He goes through really good development in Voyage of the Dawn Treader. The beginning he's very selfish, he gets so much better. I love his relationship with Ripachi, but he's to me he's a knockoff Edmund. And I just like Edmund's character so much more. The next question is for powder, and that is pick your favorite last book in a series. First of all, the powder that I'm using right now is the Too Faced setting powder. I don't normally use this. Normally I use the stuff they give me from work, but I don't have that right now because I haven't worked in 5 months. So this was kind of a hard question, only because I'm really bad at finishing series, as you can tell from freaking Chronicles of Narnia. But the one that I'm going with is A Question in Holmes, which is the last book in the Sherlock Holmes series. This is a modern retelling of Sherlock Holmes. It's so good. The relationship between Charlotte and Jamie, it's so good. And there's so many twists and turns that lead up to that last book that I love it. And it was like the perfect conclusion too. I feel like so many times there's conclusions that leave me like, are you kidding me? I just went through all of this and that's what you gave me. But that was not the case with this one. All right, the next thing that I do, this is gonna start to get out of order of the questions, of how the questions are presented, because the next thing that I do is contour, and I use the NYX matte bronzer. What book surprised you with how much depth it had in it? And the book for me was An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. This book, it definitely surprised me when I first read it when it came out. I immediately bought it because I'm such a big John and Hank Green fan, but John's the book writer and Hank is like the music, science, everything else guy. So when I heard that Hank was coming out with a book, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I was so surprised with how much this like book like delved into like a lot of social media stuff that I grew up with. Oh god, this went on a lot darker than I wanted it to, but it's fine, we're gonna blend. And I feel like it captured a lot of that like kind of growing social media fame and how like cool it can be in the way that it connects people, but also how all-consuming it can be. And I watched a lot of people that I was friends with and then they started to grow and I ended up not being as close of friends with after a while just because we were not in the same like sphere. I was very taken aback by just how much was covered in this book, like revolving around social media and like internet relations. And I also think I just didn't expect it from Hank, even though I love Hank. Hank's great. But yeah, was not expecting that. I don't wear a lot of blush because I'm a red person. I just turn red so easily. I need to get new blush is what I need to do, but I have this like old NYX one. The question for blush is pick a book that had some cringeworthy romance. So for this one, I had to pick The Summer I Turned Pretty and that whole series by Jenny Han. I first read this book because I fell in love with To All the Boys I Loved Before, the movie. I saw the movie first, and then I read all 3 books, and I just absolutely loved them. I thought they were so good. And so I wanted to pick up her other series, to the Summer I Turned Pretty series, and it is garbage. I hate it. First of all, the romances in it are so bad, and not in the way that it's just like, oh, they're like cheesy. No, they're like abusive and manipulative, and ooh, don't read it. She's grown so much as a writer. I like that I put all this stuff on my face just to like blend it out so it's like barely noticeable. The next thing is highlighter. I don't use real highlighter. If I ever do highlighter, I use a, what is this called? Eyeshadow. I don't normally do highlighter though because I'm a sweaty person and I don't need to shine any more than I do. So I use this Supernova palette from BH Cosmetics. I think I'll go with, they're all so like shiny. Maybe I'll go with like a gold. And no, I'm not gonna use a brush because who has time for a brush? The question that goes along with this is a book that brightens your day. The book that I chose, I don't know how to put on highlighter. I've realized there's something about Sweetie. So this is the second book in the Dimple and Rishi trilogy. Should I put some on my nose? There we go. Ooh, that's a shiny nose. I loved this book. So first of all, it's just in general, just such a cute, adorable romance contemporary. So cute. Secondly, it features a fat main character, which I'm all for having more plus-sized main characters who aren't like going through a huge struggle of, oh, but I don't think I'm pretty because I'm plus size. Like, she is so confident, and I read this book and I was like, hell yeah, because Sweetie, so she's plus size, but she also is like the star of her track team, and I, as someone who has always been a chunky gal, I like grew up in high school, even the year that I was like doing dance classes 4 days a week, plus I was like in dance in school, and then I was constantly doing shows, and I was like the healthiest that I've ever been. I was still a chunky, I'm a chunky gal. Seeing that represented was so cool to me, and I absolutely love that. More books like that, please. Thank you. Up next is eyebrows. I'm not great at doing eyebrows, but we're gonna try. And the question that goes with this is a book that you think everyone should read. The book that I think everyone should read is The Hate You Give. Can I like set this down? There we go. That works, kind of. It's such a good book. I think it's a book that I think everyone should read, no matter who you are, where you come from. It's one of those books where I always say books are there to not only tell good stories, but also to help us relate to other people and put us in other people's shoes and develop empathy. And this is like the best example that I have ever seen, where it's like this is the book that will teach you empathy in terms of police brutality. Girl who is dealt a really shitty hand, and she's doing what she can, and she's not a perfect character, but God, she is trying so hard. Okay, there's one eyebrow. Listen, my eyebrows, they're cousins. They aren't even sisters, they are cousins. Moving on. The next question goes with eyeshadow, which the question is, pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. And for me, my favorite cover by, which is Call Down the Hawk. I've talked about this before. I 100% bought this book because of the cover. I was going to buy it anyway from like just normal bookstore, but then I saw this special outgrade edition and I had to buy it. I'm using, this is my absolute favorite palette. It broke, I dropped it and it broke, but it's holding together, and that is the Anastasia Soft Glow palette. So I'm gonna use, I love using the burnt orange like on my crease and then adding rustic there, and then doing the bronze tempera, the highlight. Up next is eyeliner. So the question that goes with eyeliner is pick a dark and mysterious book. So first of all, the eyeliner that I use, I first go in with the NYX retractable liner, and I use this on my waterline. And the book that I chose for this one is The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I feel like this is a very like underrated book of Maureen Johnson's. The first book is about this girl who goes to a like British boarding school, and it's so good. Maureen Johnson's writing is so good because it's filled with like, it has a lot of dark moments, but it also has humor added to it. So she almost dies by choking on a piece of corn, and because of that, she can suddenly see ghosts. Okay, I'm gonna put on my eyeliner, and I cannot talk while doing this, so wish me luck. It should be noted that I don't choose my wing size in terms of eyeliner. My wing size chooses me. After eyeliner is mascara, and that is pick a long book. So the mascara that I'm using is the Damn Girl from Too Faced. I got it for free. It's not my favorite. In fact, I'm not a huge fan of it because it's not waterproof, and I'm a sweaty gal, and so I require waterproof mascara. I don't read a lot of really long books because I have this whole thing where I'm like, okay, well, I could take the time to read this really long book, but in the time that it'll take me to read the really long book, I could have read like 2 or 3 shorter books. So there's a lot of longer books that I really want to read. Like I have Illuminae. I really want to read that one, but the size is intimidating. And I also, like a year ago, I got the sequel to Crown of Feathers, Heart of Flames. She's chunky, and I've been wanting to read it for so long. I keep them like, but it's so big. It's so thick. And that's the only reason why I haven't read it yet. The last question goes with lipstick, and that is your favorite book kiss. Today I'm gonna, because like my makeup's a little more intense than I normally do it, I'm just gonna go with a simple, where the frick did my chapstick go? I'm just gonna go with this because the rest of my makeup is a little bit more detailed than normal. So what I do is I do that, and I'll just like dab some color in there, and ta-da! As for the book, the real reason we're all here, Cruel Prince. Let's talk about the kiss in this book. How good it is. Listen, there is nothing that gets me more than enemies to lovers, and they like hate each other but like also have feelings for each other, and they just, that kiss. Yeah, we love a good stabby girl, and Jude, she is the stabbiest of stabby girls. That is the end. I did a full face of makeup for y'all. Thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, specifically the book part, not the makeup part, you aren't gonna see the makeup part that often, except for a like random montage here and there. But if you want to see more bookish videos, be sure to subscribe. I make new videos every Monday and Thursday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, bye!